New Year. Welcome to our morning meditation and one of the first of the new series of the new year here in 2024. I am the Reverend Dr. William L. Johnson III, here as your servant, trying to do the best I can to bring about these messages that we hope will inspire and encourage you along the way. Today's morning meditation is entitled, Let's Do It Again. Let's Do It Again. It is often, and probably more often than not, the challenge to try to get through whatever we've had to go through, any accomplishment, any challenge, any hill you've had to climb, any mountain you've had to climb, anything you've had to really work at. It takes a lot out of us to try to get through that thing. And a year like we had in 2023, the past year, and moving into the new year, often as we reflect and renew our thoughts about what happened, remembering the road that we've traveled, we have to say that we've had some ups and downs, some good days, some bad days, some struggles, and even some successes. And when you get to the end of that time, it is a time where in which you ought to celebrate like many athletes or many of those who are accomplishing things or running for political office or after some pursuit to go to school, to graduate, whatever it is, sometimes it's just good to remember how hard the road was and to be able to say, I've accomplished something in my life. But then there is this turn that no matter what it is we've accomplished, no matter what it is we've been able to do, no matter what challenges we've been able to overcome, then we are faced with what to do with our lives now. We can't live in the past. We can't go back and just spend our time reminiscing and remembering all that has happened, good or bad, right or wrong, but we are forced with the now and what to do in our future. And so that calls us to really think, in a very direct way and a purposeful way about what it is that we're planning to do. And so herein lies this wonderful thing. I'm a avid sports fan. I really do like sports. I'm a avid Michael Jordan fan, and for all the LeBron fans, God bless you, and we're glad that you love LeBron. But I am aware that it's really difficult. I watched Magic Johnson, I watched Larry Bird, and those players back then have to try to struggle to repeat what they had done before. And they said all of them, it's harder to do it the second time around. And Michael did it three times and then took a break and did it three more times in a row. But it says something about the determination to do it again. And I would say that if there's anything worth doing, any success you've ever had, anything you've been able to overcome, any challenge that you've had before you, it takes a lot out of you to get through it. But then to get up the next day and decide you're going to do it again. I have to say, beyond sports, so beyond that big realm of entertainment and all those things that we enjoy, I see people doing it again every day. Every day they go through the challenges, get up, go to work, pay the bills, do all that they need to do, sacrifice for their families and for their children, go to bed at night weary and worn out and tired and exhausted, and get up every morning with renewed vigor to go and do it again. And so, what I want to say to you as you begin this time this week and begin your time today is that it's okay to muster up the strength to do it again. Because when you do it again, you learn how to do things a little bit differently. And that is what the prefix re does. Sometimes people say you should rejoice. That means to get joy again. Well, I'm going to leave several things with us to talk about, to think about until we meet again here in our morning meditation. To do it again, to try to do it again, to say collectively, let's do it again, says this thing. First of all, it is a time of revealing. In order to do it again, need to know what you're doing. And it means that sometimes we've gotten into things, and many of us, I have done it. I can't say that you have, is that I had no clue what it is that I was trying to get myself into. No idea how difficult it would be. No concept of what the struggles would be. And to be in it means that sometimes you're in it struggling and flying by the seat of your pants to try to figure out how to navigate through. But when you decide to do it again, it reveals something about what it is, and it reveals something about who you are. In other words, it says to us that to do it again is a time of revealing. It pulls the curtain back on all the myths that we thought it would be, all the ideas that had nothing to do with the reality. And it makes us hold on to it, what it really is in its essence, at its most. Whether that is going to school, whether it is being with your family, whether it's navigating grief, whether it is trying to climb the ladder of success in your career, whatever it is, you might have to decide to reveal to yourself the value of the thing that you say you want to pursue. It's really important because I've learned that people are pursuing things, they find themselves pursuing things that they don't even know what it is that they want. They want to get married, but they have no idea about what marriage is. They want to be wealthy, but they don't know what the sacrifices are and what it means to finally be wealthy and what life after having wealth brings your way. They want to be stronger and more handsome and more beautiful, or whatever it is that our culture says is important, while at the same time never really taking the time to know what it is. They want to be powerful, but don't know that with power comes a whole lot of headache and a whole lot of weariness and a whole lot of focus. And so to do it again, it is a time of revealing. Secondly, not only is it a time of revealing, but it is also a time of reversing. When you determine that you want to do it again, you might decide that the thing that you're doing might not be the right thing to do, but you have to go a different way. In other words, you might discover that you need to travel differently, backwards some. And when you discover that you want to do it again, you got to decide, first of all, if what I'm doing is worth doing. And if it is not, then I have to learn how to reverse course. I need to not continue down the same path, not do the same things the same way, not go in the same direction, not be with the same people, not hang out in the same spots, not do all the things mentally, emotionally, and spiritually that led me to a place where I did not feel good about myself, nor about others, nor about the relationship with my Creator God that I've had. When you're determined to let's do it again, when we say collectively and individually, I want to do it again, we are saying that there may be a time, not just for figuring out what it is, but to figure out whether or not it's worth us doing it all. And it may be a time of reversing. You know, uh, there's nothing wrong with making a change or deciding to do something differently. And you may discover that the end goal of what it is that you need to do might be right, but the way you're going about it might be wrong. And so that it's okay to change course and do things differently, different than the way you had done them before. Thirdly, if you're going to do it again, if you're going to do it again, it's important to note that you have to have a time of revealing, a time of reversing, but also a time of renewing. There are some things that we do have in life, some things that are worth renewing to make new again. It's important to note that as I shared these prefixes of re means again, you discover that when you are revealing, you mean you get sight again, see it for what it really is. When you're reversing, you means you're speaking to that thing into existence again and may change the way you align yourself, even what you say, what you think, and what you feel. And then you might find yourself in a place when you're doing it again to renew, to take that which was old, that which had grown weary, and clean it off a little bit. I think I've shared with you this story about a woman who was in her kitchen and she was really frustrated because she wondered what was wrong because she couldn't get light into the house anymore. And so she complained with her friends and said, it seems like the sun just doesn't shine bright anymore nowadays. And her friend said to her, no, the sun shines bright all the time, just as bright as it ever did. The problem is that your windows are dirty. I hope you're getting that. is that life is happening around us. Joy is happening around us. Peace is happening around us. But because life has been what it has colored us, put a film over our eyes, over our hearts, over our minds, so that we can't really enjoy what life brings our way. And everything is seen through the prism or through the filter of the dangers and the difficulties and the challenges that we've experienced in life. But to do it again means you take those things and make them new. In other words, you get out your old Windex and wipe the glass of your soul. You get out that towel and wipe the glass of your heart. You decide that you're going to clean it up so that now it looks differently because you're different, because you cleaned up some of the things in your environment. It's important to do that. In other words, sometimes you have to get out of your environment, clean it up so that you can, if you can't get out of it, you have to clean it up so you can see out of it. It's important that we do that. I wish I had time to unpack that, but I don't. But I hope that next time I'll have more time to talk about why it's important to renew and to clean off the glass of our lives so that we can actually see clearly. Finally, it's important when we do it again to be in a place of revealing, to be in a place of reversing, to be in a place of renewing. And my beloved, I will say, friends, that it's important to also be in the place and in a time of replacing. Yeah. Some would call it repurposing, but I would say repurpose if you can, replace if you have to. It is important to replace some things, to put things back in place. That's what that means. Not displace, that's the difference, but replace. I'll say that again. Not displace, which means to remove and to take it out of a space. I mean to take what is valuable and most important and put it back in place. I had a mentor that used to say to me all the time, never, never try um, to sacrifice in a way. I'm trying to say it the way he would say it. Um, don't ever try to put the changing in the place of the changeless in order to satisfy the changing. There are changing times. I didn't say that well, but Bishop Reuben Speaks used to say to me, never try to put the changing in the place of the changeless, because you eventually try to change the changeless that should not change. And once you put the changing in that place or try, then you have destroyed all the things that are changeless. Yeah, it's important to note that there are things that we're going to experience in life that will always be changing. Our age, how we feel, what we do, everyone says is popular, what's good, what's right sometimes for some people, and sometimes what's wrong for others. All those things in a society built on values that change here and there can put us in a place where we're not quite sure how to make it. But when you want to do it again, what you do is take those things that are timeless and true, those things that are changeless virtues of life. In other words, how you treat your neighbor should be do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. The golden rule are changeless things, I believe, that have us in a place where in which you should not sacrifice those things in order to satisfy the changing. Never sacrifice the change less in order to satisfy the changing. Finally got it. Thank you, Bishop. I remember you in your sainted memory. It's important to hold on to the things that matter. And if your family matters, then you should actually then do family again. In other words, what am I saying? What I'm saying is in all these things, let's do it again. As we look into the new year, let's pull together the things that matter. Look and see what life has revealed to us that are important. Look and try to make sure that we reverse course, don't do the same things that dismantles those things that are important to us and devalues those things that we think are valuable. It is important to hold on to those things, how we love each other, how we treat each other, how we engage with each other, even how we treat the stranger, how we treat our families. Don't let whatever the society says that dog eat dog, get what you can get, push other people aside to get. If everyone is scrambling that way, which is what it looks like in the world, and no one values the idea that there is a creator that is looking, watching, and keeping close tabs on how we treat each other, we might just do anything. But when we know that there's some things that are important, let's do that again. Let's love again. Let's enjoy each other's company again. Let's be kind again. Let's be civil again. Let's look after the neighbor again. Let's take care of those who are our seniors again. Let's look after our babies and our children and raise them right again. All those things that are important to us, let's do it again. Now, how we do it may not be the same. How we decide to get to that goal may be different. We may change up our rhythm and our method, but the end goal should not be different. Let's do that again. Let's love, let's laugh, let's learn, let's leave a legacy for those who will come after us that they can be proud of as we do. During this year, whatever you're doing with your New Year's resolution, I want you to write down somewhere, let's do it again. And the things that are important for you to do again, write on that list. And the things that you don't want to do again and you want to reverse your actions, then say these are not to do again. And I promise you, if you make that list, you'll become more clear about what's important to you and what is not. For me, I am learning to do just that. And I hope that you are too. So thanks so much. Thank you for your time. I hope that you're inspired and encouraged as we go through this new year. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great life because you're worth it. I want you to know you're loved, you're appreciated, and you're irreplaceable. So let's do it again. And let's do it well. And let's do it right. Have a good one. God bless. Bye-bye.